attracting success through habits and mindset. Success isn't a stroke of luck or some fortunate coincidence. It's the outcome of deliberate choices, disciplined routines, and a mindset committed to excellence. While from afar, successful people might appear to have effortlessly found their way, the reality is far different. Their victories are carefully crafted through intentional habits, consistent behaviors, and thoughts deliberately aligned with their deepest aspirations. Think of success as the sum total of your daily actions. Every choice you make, no matter how small, builds your future. Successful individuals understand this fundamental truth. They consciously develop habits that lead them closer to their dreams and maintain routines that reinforce their commitment even when motivation wanes. Consider how some people always seem to move steadily toward their goals, even in the face of obstacles. They don't leave their progress to chance. Instead, they prioritize personal growth, consciously set clear intentions, and remain disciplined, consistently showing up day after day, even when faced with daunting challenges. It's this unwavering consistency, not luck, that eventually propels them to success. On the contrary, those who struggle to succeed often find themselves trapped in cycles of procrastination, inconsistency, and self-doubt. They delay action, waiting for motivation or perfect circumstances that never arrive. Over time, these habits compound negatively, reinforcing a cycle of stagnation and frustration. It's important to recognize that the difference between the highly successful and those who constantly struggle isn't about intelligence, talent, or natural ability. It's about those seemingly insignificant daily decisions, the tiny, consistent actions that steadily accumulate and ultimately define our lives. Your daily rituals determine the person you become. To attract success, you must begin by shifting your mindset. Cultivate productive habits that align with your long-term vision. Surround yourself intentionally with positive influences, people who inspire and uplift you. Take purposeful, incremental steps each day, knowing each action is shaping your destiny. Success is not something external you chase or pursue. Rather, it's something you embody. When your habits, thoughts, and behaviors are consistently aligned with your goals, success becomes a natural byproduct. Your life today is simply the reflection of your past habits. Your life tomorrow will mirror the actions you consistently take today. Imagine your life as a canvas, and each choice you make as a brushstroke. Are you consciously creating a masterpiece, an intentional, purposeful life that excites you? Or are you passively letting external circumstances dictate your reality? Successful individuals take charge, becoming artists of their own destinies. Ultimately, success is the reflection of who you are at your core, how you think, act, and carry yourself. The world around you responds to the energy you project. To attract greatness, you must first cultivate greatness within. It starts with adopting the right mindset, exercising daily discipline, and consciously taking steps toward your aspirations. Your habits today are shaping the person you'll become tomorrow. Choose intentionally, act deliberately, think purposefully. Success awaits not because you're lucky, but because you've become the person who attracts it. Setting clear goals. Success isn't an accident. It's a deliberate result, carefully designed through clear, purposeful goals. Far too often, people confuse setting goals with mere wishful thinking. Saying, "I want to be successful," might sound ambitious, but what does success actually mean to you? Without precise definitions, your dreams remain vague and elusive. Consider this. The clearer your vision of success, the more powerful and focused your actions become. Successful individuals don't just hope for outcomes, they meticulously define them. They outline exactly what they desire to achieve, determining detailed, measurable steps to get there. Their goals aren't mere wishes. They're carefully structured plans, complete with deadlines and checkpoints that guide their daily efforts. Take a moment to reflect. If someone asked you right now, "What does success look like for you?" could you answer clearly? Is it financial independence, mastery of a particular skill, leading a meaningful project, or creating positive change? Without clarity, you'll drift aimlessly, reacting to life rather than intentionally shaping it. History provides powerful examples of goal setting in action. Consider Thomas Edison. He didn't simply dream of changing the world. He envisioned precisely how he would do it. Edison's path to inventing the practical electric light bulb wasn't a straight line of effortless innovation. Instead, he set meticulous, specific goals for himself and executed relentlessly, testing thousands of different filaments before finally achieving success. His remarkable persistence and structured goal setting were the bedrock of his monumental achievements. Or think about Henry Ford. Before founding the world-changing Ford Motor Company in 1903, he encountered multiple failures. 2 previous automobile ventures collapsed entirely, yet Ford never wavered in his precise vision, creating affordable cars for everyday people. His goals were specific, measurable, and revolutionary. Rather than merely dreaming about automobiles, he envisioned mass production techniques to drastically lower costs, methodically testing and refining his approach until success became inevitable. Even during the hardships of the Great Depression, Ford's clear, purposeful goals and relentless execution kept his company thriving when others faltered. So how can you apply this proven approach to your own life? Start by defining your goals clearly and specifically. Don't just say, "I want financial security." Ask yourself, what exact income would represent financial security for me? What will my lifestyle look like when I reach this goal? The more precise you are, the easier it is to identify the steps necessary to achieve your vision. Next, make your goals actionable and measurable. Break them down. If your dream is to build a successful business, ask yourself, what milestones do I need to hit this year? What progress should I see in 6 months? What concrete steps can I take in the next 30 days? Without measurable milestones, even the strongest intentions can fade into inactivity. Clearly defined goals not only focus your efforts, they energize your commitment, pulling you forward even on challenging days. Furthermore, successful goal setting involves reverse engineering your desired outcomes. Think of your ultimate achievement, then carefully trace the steps backward. What resources do you need? Which skills must you acquire? Who should you connect with to support your growth? By mapping your path backward, you create clarity and actionable steps that steadily guide you toward your ultimate aim. However, setting goals alone isn't enough. Execution is everything. The difference between those who simply dream and those who truly achieve is relentless, disciplined action. Goals should inspire a mixture of excitement and nervousness. They should push you beyond comfort zones, prompting you to grow and adapt. Remember, significant accomplishments never occur in comfortable spaces. If your goals don't challenge you, they're likely not ambitious enough. Consider again the stories of Edison and Ford. These men weren't satisfied with mere dreams. Their successes resulted from taking daily, disciplined action. Edison spent countless hours in his lab, methodically experimenting and refining. Ford relentlessly pursued improvements in manufacturing processes, constantly testing and perfecting new ideas. Their success wasn't handed to them. It was earned step by step through purposeful, persistent execution. Success thrives on consistency. Small, disciplined steps taken each day compound dramatically over time. Climbing a mountain isn't done in a single leap. It's achieved step by step, consistently placing one foot in front of the other. Every action matters, even when immediate results aren't obvious. Disciplined persistence turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. Ultimately, success isn't reserved for those born lucky or privileged. It belongs to those who clearly define their goals, develop strategic plans, and execute consistently. So stop waiting for success to find you. Instead, start creating it deliberately and intentionally. Define your vision precisely. Develop actionable, measurable milestones. Commit unwaveringly to consistent execution. Your future isn't shaped by chance, it's shaped by choice. Choose clearly, act intentionally, execute persistently. Start today, and step by step, you'll transform your carefully defined goals into reality. Resilience, turning setbacks into comebacks. Life will inevitably test you, and setbacks are guaranteed. But here's the crucial truth. Your success isn't defined by how often you stumble, but by how consistently you rise again. Resilience, more than talent or intelligence, is what truly distinguishes successful individuals from those who give up when faced with adversity. Resilience is the powerful capacity to recover from setbacks, disappointments, and failures, to keep pushing forward even when the path ahead feels uncertain. Successful people understand deeply that setbacks aren't roadblocks designed to halt their progress. Rather, they are stepping stones, essential opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Imagine for a moment if every setback you encountered became a valuable lesson rather than a source of frustration. Every disappointment, instead of pulling you down, propels you closer to your goals by teaching you what adjustments need to be made. This shift in perspective transforms obstacles into critical building blocks of your future success. One of the most compelling examples of resilience comes from the life of Abraham Lincoln. Before he became one of America's greatest presidents, Lincoln experienced failure after failure, professionally, politically, and personally. He lost multiple elections, faced severe financial hardship, and endured deeply personal tragedies. Yet, with each defeat, Lincoln refused to be defined by his setbacks. Instead, he viewed these experiences as essential lessons, constantly refining his approach and developing the extraordinary mental toughness that eventually propelled him to greatness. So how can you cultivate such resilience in your own life? It begins by fundamentally reframing how you interpret failure. Too often, people perceive setbacks as the opposite of success, viewing each stumble as proof of inadequacy or incompetence. But in reality, setbacks are not evidence of weakness. They are indispensable parts of the journey toward achievement. When you understand that failure isn't something to be avoided, but embraced as a crucial part of growth, your perspective shifts dramatically. Instead of asking yourself, "Why is this happening to me?" when difficulties arise, shift the question to, "What can I learn from this?" Or "How is this experience preparing me for greater success?" By actively searching for the lesson hidden within every challenge, you turn even your toughest moments into powerful catalysts for growth. Developing resilience also involves mastering the art of mental toughness. Mentally strong individuals don't dwell endlessly on setbacks. Instead, they analyze their failures, adapt quickly, and then immediately take strategic action. Rather than allowing circumstances to dictate their emotions, resilient people take control, choosing to respond proactively rather than reactively. This deliberate shift in mindset is precisely what enables them to persist long after others have surrendered. Furthermore, building resilience requires stepping out of your comfort zone intentionally. True growth rarely happens in comfortable, predictable spaces. It thrives when you willingly confront challenges, embrace uncertainty, and push beyond familiar boundaries. Each time you step into the unknown, each time you willingly endure temporary discomfort, you strengthen your internal resilience, forging a foundation of inner strength and confidence that becomes increasingly unshakable. Consider resilience as your personal superpower. It doesn't guarantee an easy path or immediate victories, but it ensures you'll never remain stuck. Resilience means understanding that setbacks are temporary, while quitting creates permanent failure. It means viewing each difficulty as an invitation to emerge stronger, wiser, and better prepared for the opportunities ahead. History is filled with resilient individuals who turned adversity into extraordinary success. Abraham Lincoln could easily have given up after losing countless elections and facing devastating personal setbacks, but he persisted, reshaped his approach, and eventually changed history. His resilience not only secured his personal legacy, but shaped an entire nation. Likewise, you have the capacity to rise again, no matter how many times you're knocked down. Remember, success isn't about avoiding setbacks, it's about overcoming them consistently. Each setback you overcome strengthens your character, fortifies your resolve, and equips you with the experience necessary to achieve greater successes in the future. The next time life challenges you, recall these truths. Setbacks are inevitable, but defeat is optional. Choose resilience. Choose to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Every step forward after a setback brings you closer to your ultimate goals. Your resilience defines you far more than any momentary failure ever could. Stand up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. Each effort you make, each time you rise again, you're proving to yourself and the world that setbacks will never define your story. Your resilience will. Self-belief as the foundation of success. Before anyone else can believe in you, you must first believe deeply in yourself. Self-belief isn't simply optimism or wishful thinking. It's the fundamental force behind every extraordinary achievement. Without it, even the most talented individuals remain paralyzed by self-doubt. With it, ordinary people defy incredible odds, achieving results others might deem impossible. Consider for a moment, what truly holds people back from achieving greatness? It's not external circumstances, nor is it a lack of resources or talent. Instead, the most significant barriers exist within our own minds, the self-doubt, fears, and negative beliefs we carry. These internal voices whisper discouragement, warning us of failure, embarrassment, or inadequacy. And all too often, we mistakenly accept these doubts as truth, limiting our potential and restricting our opportunities. However, the remarkable truth is this: most self-doubt isn't rooted in reality, it's rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But fear itself is rarely an accurate predictor of outcomes. Instead, it's a conditioned response, shaped by past disappointments or criticisms. When you recognize that self-doubt is simply a learned response, not an unchangeable truth, you gain the power to challenge it. The key to transforming doubt into unwavering self-belief lies in action. Consistent, deliberate action. Each small achievement, each step forward accumulates evidence of your capability. Think of self-belief as a muscle. The more you exercise it by taking risks, overcoming challenges, and celebrating your small victories, the stronger it becomes. Every time you face a fear and act anyway, you weaken doubt's grip and strengthen your inner conviction. Consider the story of Walt Disney, who was famously told early in his career that he lacked imagination and had no original ideas. Imagine if Disney had allowed this criticism to erode his self-belief. Instead, he chose to trust in his own creative vision, relentlessly pursuing his dreams despite rejection after rejection. Today, Disney's imaginative creations inspire millions around the world. His success wasn't built on immediate validation from others. It stemmed from his own powerful self-belief, cultivated through consistent, determined action. Another compelling example is Henry Ford. Before transforming the automotive industry, Ford was widely ridiculed for his ambitious idea of creating affordable cars for everyday Americans. Critics mocked him, competitors dismissed him, and many assumed his venture was doomed to fail. Yet Ford's unwavering belief in his vision, even when no one else saw its potential, ultimately revolutionized transportation. His famous statement, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right," powerfully encapsulates the profound influence of self-belief on success. The Wright brothers faced similar skepticism when pursuing human flight. While many saw their dream as absurd, the Wright brothers believed deeply in their vision. They didn't wait for external approval or proof of possibility. Instead, they persistently experimented, innovated, and refined their ideas. Their unwavering self-belief enabled them to achieve what had been considered impossible, forever changing the course of history. These examples demonstrate an essential truth: self-belief precedes external validation. Successful people don't wait for others to recognize their worth or confirm their potential. Instead, they boldly step forward with confidence, attracting opportunities through their certainty and decisive actions. When you move through life with genuine self-belief, others naturally begin to believe in you too. Doors open, connections form, and opportunities emerge seemingly out of nowhere. Yet it all begins with your own internal conviction. But true self-belief is not arrogance or blind optimism. Instead, it's grounded in awareness of your strengths, acknowledgement of your potential, and a willingness to work persistently toward your goals. Self-belief demands honesty and continuous self-improvement. It means actively silencing your inner critic, replacing limiting doubts with empowering affirmations rooted in reality. When you genuinely believe in yourself, setbacks become temporary hurdles rather than permanent roadblocks. Failure no longer defines you. Instead, it simply provides valuable insights to refine your approach. Self-belief transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and propels you forward, stronger and wiser with each experience. To cultivate deeper self-belief, start by setting achievable goals and celebrating each small victory. Reflect regularly on your accomplishments, reminding yourself of your proven capabilities. Surround yourself intentionally with people who reinforce your confidence and support your ambitions. Every step forward, no matter how small, further solidifies your self-belief, preparing you to handle greater challenges with confidence. Ultimately, success isn't reserved for the uniquely talented or inherently fortunate. It belongs to those who dare to believe in themselves before others can see their worth. Your future isn't determined by your past failures or doubts. It's shaped by your decision today to trust deeply in your potential. Make that choice now, not someday. Believe fully in yourself, not because you already have proof, but precisely because you have the power to create it. Self-belief isn't merely a nice-to-have trait. It's the foundation on which your greatest achievements rest. Stand confidently in your potential, take decisive action, and watch as the world begins to reflect the strength of your belief. The power of discipline. If success had a secret key, it wouldn't be talent, luck, or even sheer intelligence. It would be discipline. Discipline is the essential bridge between your ambitions and their realization, the critical link between setting meaningful goals and actually achieving them. It's the powerful force that ensures you consistently take action, even and especially when you don't feel motivated. Many people mistakenly wait for motivation to strike before taking action. They postpone important tasks, believing they'll start when they feel ready or inspired. But readiness is a myth. Motivation is unpredictable. Some days it's abundant, and other days it's nowhere to be found. This inconsistency inevitably leads to irregular effort, slow progress, and ultimately frustration. Discipline, however, is constant. It doesn't depend on mood or circumstance. Instead, it relies purely on your commitment to your goals, compelling you to act consistently, regardless of how inspired or uninspired you feel at any given moment. Consider the most successful athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, and leaders you know. What separates them from the crowd isn't occasional bursts of extraordinary effort. It's their daily commitment to disciplined action. They show up and do the work every single day, even when no one is watching, even when they don't feel energized, even when immediate rewards seem distant. They understand deeply that success isn't built overnight, but brick by brick, through consistent, disciplined effort over weeks, months, and years. Think of Olympic athletes who rise before dawn for rigorous training sessions, regardless of fatigue. Their discipline ensures they remain dedicated to their goals, irrespective of temporary feelings or setbacks. Similarly, successful entrepreneurs diligently pursue their vision, working relentlessly behind the scenes even when motivation wanes. Writers produce daily pages even when inspiration seems elusive, because they know consistent effort is far more powerful than sporadic bursts of creativity. The truth is, success depends far less on dramatic, inspired actions than on the steady accumulation of small, disciplined steps. Each consistent action you take, no matter how minor, compounds over time into substantial achievements. Think of discipline like a powerful engine. It creates and sustains momentum, steadily propelling you forward even when your initial enthusiasm fades. But how can you develop such unwavering discipline in your own life? It begins by recognizing discipline as a skill, not an inherent trait. Like any skill, discipline strengthens through regular practice and repetition. You don't need dramatic overnight changes. You simply need to start small with manageable daily commitments. Set clear, achievable habits, whether it's waking up on time, completing your most important tasks first, or adhering to a consistent exercise routine. Every disciplined act, no matter how minor, builds your discipline muscles stronger. Discipline thrives on consistency and structure. Successful individuals don't merely set ambitious goals. They establish routines and systems that ensure consistent execution. By clearly structuring your days and weeks around your priorities, you remove unnecessary decisions and minimize distractions. With fewer opportunities for procrastination or excuses, disciplined action becomes second nature rather than a struggle. Moreover, discipline requires holding yourself accountable. It's easy to delay actions or rationalize excuses when no one else is watching. Successful people maintain accountability through clear deadlines, structured schedules, and regular check-ins on their progress. This accountability doesn't limit their freedom. It actually empowers them, providing clear boundaries that guide purposeful action toward their goals. Discipline isn't glamorous, but it's incredibly powerful. It's the foundational strength behind every significant achievement. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and consistent discipline ensures you always work hard, regardless of how talented or motivated you feel at any given moment. Great strategies and brilliant ideas are meaningless without disciplined execution. Even the most visionary plan fails if you lack the discipline to bring it to life through consistent action. In essence, discipline transforms ambition into reality. Without it, even your greatest dreams remain merely dreams, unfulfilled and unrealized. With it, even modest ambitions steadily build into remarkable successes. Every disciplined choice today shapes the future you desire tomorrow. Discipline is your commitment to your future self, a promise that you will take the necessary actions even when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, or difficult. Remember, there will always be days when your motivation evaporates, when enthusiasm wanes, and when the path feels arduous. but those days precisely define your ultimate success. On such days, your discipline becomes your greatest ally, ensuring you persist, remain focused, and continue moving forward. Discipline safeguards your progress, sustaining your momentum long after motivation fades away. Ultimately, discipline isn't restrictive, it's empowering. It frees you from dependency on unpredictable motivation, allowing you to shape your life with intentionality, purpose, and clarity. Discipline is your greatest investment in your own future, a commitment to consistently choose growth, progress, and excellence. So don't wait for the perfect moment, inspiration, or motivation. Start now. Commit to disciplined, consistent action. Each step forward strengthens your discipline, accelerates your momentum, and steadily brings your goals within reach. Discipline isn't simply a path to success. It's the very foundation on which lasting achievement is built. Continuous learning and adaptability. In today's rapidly changing world, the ability to continuously learn and adapt isn't just advantageous, it's essential. Success no longer belongs solely to the knowledgeable. It belongs to those who can effectively apply that knowledge, continuously evolve, and swiftly adapt to new realities. The pace of change around us has accelerated dramatically, and those who fail to adapt inevitably fall behind, while those who embrace learning remain relevant and successful. Knowledge itself, while powerful, is no longer enough. Many people mistakenly believe simply acquiring information, reading books, attending seminars, or taking courses is sufficient for success. But in reality, knowledge only holds power when actively applied. It's one thing to know what to do, it's another entirely to implement that knowledge effectively, to experiment, innovate, and constantly refine your approach in response to new insights. Successful individuals understand this critical distinction. They don't just collect facts or information passively. They actively seek opportunities to apply what they learn, testing and adapting new ideas in real-world situations. Each new lesson learned becomes another tool they use to navigate challenges and capitalize on emerging opportunities. To remain ahead, you must embrace lifelong learning, not as an occasional event, but as a daily practice. The moment you believe you know everything necessary is precisely the moment you begin to stagnate. Successful people recognize their knowledge is always incomplete. They remain perpetually curious, consistently seeking new insights, perspectives, and ideas. They know that growth is active, intentional, and ongoing rather than passive or incidental. The great innovators, leaders, and thinkers throughout history have always embraced lifelong learning. They view each day as an opportunity to learn something new, challenging their assumptions, expanding their perspectives, and sharpening their skills. They don't shy away from change or uncertainty. Instead, they lean into it, confident that adaptability and continuous learning keep them relevant, effective, and prepared for whatever the future holds. Imagine your mind as a blade. Without regular sharpening, without consistent learning and active application, this blade grows dull, incapable of cutting through the challenges ahead. But when continuously honed through learning and adaptation, it remains sharp, precise, and powerful. Successful individuals recognize that personal and professional growth demands constant refinement. They intentionally expose themselves to new ideas, skills, and experiences to ensure they remain effective and influential in an evolving world. Adaptability, paired with continuous learning, provides a significant competitive edge. In rapidly shifting environments, rigid thinking is a liability, while flexibility and openness become strategic advantages. Successful people don't cling to outdated methods or old habits simply because they worked in the past. Instead, they constantly question their approaches, adapting and evolving as circumstances change. Think about how industries transform almost overnight. Technology, business practices, societal expectations. These factors shift swiftly. Those who resist or ignore these shifts inevitably struggle, losing relevance and falling behind. But those who embrace continuous learning and adaptability anticipate changes, recognizing early opportunities and swiftly seizing them. This forward-thinking mindset ensures sustained success, regardless of external turbulence. To cultivate this adaptability, start by actively seeking new knowledge daily. Regularly engage with content that challenges your existing beliefs, broadening your horizons and sparking fresh insights. Seek conversations with diverse individuals whose perspectives differ significantly from your own. This openness not only deepens your understanding, It sharpens your ability to adapt quickly to new situations and challenges. Moreover, successful learners aren't afraid to make mistakes. They understand failures provide essential opportunities for growth and adaptation. When you actively apply new knowledge, occasional missteps are inevitable. But these missteps aren't setbacks, they're stepping stones. Each failure brings deeper insight, enhancing your adaptability and equipping you better for future challenges. Embracing a growth mindset transforms setbacks into powerful catalysts for innovation and continuous improvement. Additionally, adaptability requires a willingness to experiment. Not every new idea or approach will succeed, but each experiment generates invaluable data and insights. Successful individuals continuously test new ideas, adapt their methods, and refine their approaches based on real-world feedback. This iterative process of learning, testing, adapting, and refining keeps them ahead of competitors who remain static or overly cautious. Ultimately, continuous learning and adaptability aren't just strategies for success. They're essential mindsets for thriving in an unpredictable world. Those who commit to ongoing personal and professional growth remain resilient, influential, and successful. They recognize that success isn't defined by having all the answers, but by the relentless pursuit of better questions, deeper understanding, and continuous improvement. The world will never stop changing, and neither should you. Embrace continuous learning, remain adaptable, and actively apply your knowledge. Your commitment to growth today ensures your continued relevance and success tomorrow. Influence of your social circle. Take a moment to consider this. Your success isn't determined solely by your talents, actions, or mindset. It's also profoundly influenced by the people you surround yourself with. Your social circle significantly shapes your thoughts, habits, attitudes, and ultimately, your destiny. The company you keep can either elevate you toward your highest potential or pull you downward into complacency and mediocrity. It's often said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think deeply about those individuals. Do they lift you higher, inspiring you toward greater ambition and growth? Or do they drag you down, reinforcing doubts, limitations, and negativity? Successful individuals carefully guard their social circles. They don't passively accept whoever happens to cross their path. Instead, they intentionally cultivate relationships that challenge, encourage, and inspire them to become better versions of themselves. These relationships create an environment that naturally promotes growth, ambition, and achievement. Energy is contagious, whether positive or negative. When you're surrounded by people who are ambitious, optimistic, and driven, their energy naturally transfers to you. Their high standards become your standards. Their ambitious habits influence your own. Success begins to feel normal, achievable, and inevitable because your environment reinforces these beliefs. On the contrary, spending significant time with negative, complacent, or unambitious individuals can subtly undermine your confidence, ambition, and enthusiasm. Slowly, mediocrity begins to feel comfortable, even acceptable. Instead of pushing you forward, such relationships quietly hold you back, keeping you trapped in familiar patterns of limitation and doubt. The world's most successful individuals understand this principle clearly. They deliberately surround themselves with people who challenge their thinking, push their boundaries, and inspire them to achieve more. They actively seek out mentors, people who have already accomplished what they aspire to. They join networks and communities where ambitious goals are the norm, not the exception. Consider successful entrepreneurs, athletes, or artists. Rarely do they achieve greatness in isolation. Instead, they're supported and elevated by networks of similarly driven, passionate people who share their values and ambition. These supportive communities provide motivation, accountability, and especially during setbacks or challenges. Reflect honestly on your current social circle. Who do you spend most of your time with? Are these people fueling your dreams or extinguishing them? Do they encourage you to strive higher, or do they subtly reinforce your limitations? Your answer directly impacts your ability to achieve lasting success. This doesn't mean abruptly cutting out people you care about. Rather, it means being intentional about who receives the bulk of your time and energy. Your time is a precious asset. Invest it in relationships that truly help you grow. Seek friendships and connections with individuals who challenge your assumptions, introduce you to new ideas, and encourage you to continuously expand your horizons. Sometimes this intentionality requires distancing yourself from negativity, not out of selfishness, but out of commitment to your growth. You are not obligated to maintain relationships that actively limit or undermine your potential. Choosing growth often demands courage and decisiveness, even if it initially feels uncomfortable. Additionally, seek out mentorship from individuals who have walked the path you're aspiring to travel. Mentors offer valuable insights, practical advice, and essential guidance, often accelerating your growth by helping you avoid common pitfalls. Their experiences and perspectives can save you years of trial and error, positioning you to reach your goals faster and with greater clarity. Also, become intentional about networking with ambitious peers, individuals pursuing similar goals who can offer mutual encouragement, accountability, and support. Such relationships not only motivate you, but also create valuable collaborations, sparking ideas and opportunities you may never have discovered alone. Remember, every relationship you nurture is either bringing you closer to your dreams or pushing you further away. This awareness isn't just strategic, it's essential. Successful people invest their time wisely, carefully curating their inner circle to ensure it aligns with their ambitions and values. Your environment, particularly the people you choose to surround yourself with, profoundly influences your mindset, actions, and results. If you genuinely want to elevate your life, start by elevating your circle. Surround yourself with people who inspire greatness, push you beyond your comfort zone, and challenge you to achieve your fullest potential. Choose your circle intentionally and watch as your life steadily transforms, propelled by the positive influence of those around you. Your social circle doesn't just reflect who you are, it actively shapes who you become. Scarcity, abundance mindset. Your mindset is more powerful than you may realize. It doesn't just affect how you perceive the world, it actively shapes your reality, determining the opportunities you attract and the results you achieve. Fundamentally, there are two distinct mindsets, scarcity and abundance. The mindset you adopt profoundly influences whether you experience life as filled with limitless possibilities or constrained by constant limitations. A scarcity mindset believes there simply isn't enough to go around. This perspective views life as a constant competition, where success for one person necessarily means failure for another. It creates a sense of fear, envy, and anxiety, making people hesitant to take risks or collaborate because they're afraid of losing what they already have. People trapped in scarcity thinking frequently worry about limited resources, limited success, and limited opportunities. They often feel threatened by others' accomplishments, believing that someone else's gain inherently diminishes their own potential success. In stark contrast, an abundance mindset sees a world overflowing with opportunities. It embraces the idea that there's more than enough for everyone to thrive. From this perspective, success isn't limited or exclusive. It's expansive and accessible to all. People with an abundance mindset view others' achievements not as threats, but as proof of what's possible. Instead of being intimidated by someone else's success, they draw inspiration and motivation from it. This abundant way of thinking transforms setbacks and obstacles into powerful opportunities for growth and innovation. When faced with challenges, those who operate from abundance don't despair or become immobilized. Instead, they immediately seek out lessons, possibilities, and opportunities for improvement. Rather than seeing obstacles as limitations, they interpret them as essential stepping stones toward future achievements. Consider how differently two individuals with opposing mindsets might approach the same setback. Imagine a failed business venture. A scarcity mindset sees this failure as definitive proof of inadequacy, interpreting it as a permanent barrier to success. The abundant mindset, however, views the same event as valuable feedback, rich with lessons and insights, setting the stage for an even stronger future attempt. The truth is, your reality is shaped by your dominant thoughts. Your brain constantly filters and reinforces the beliefs you hold about yourself and your world. If you consistently believe success is limited, difficult, or out of reach, your subconscious mind will confirm this perspective, causing you to overlook or dismiss potential opportunities. Conversely, if you genuinely believe success is abundant, accessible, and expansive, you'll naturally recognize and attract more opportunities that align with this belief. Think of abundance as a self-fulfilling prophecy. Those who expect opportunities frequently find them, while those expecting limitations encounter endless barriers. Your dominant beliefs and attitudes profoundly influence the quality of your outcomes. If you consistently dwell on what you lack, your brain fixates on problems, reinforcing feelings of inadequacy and limitation. Conversely, if you actively focus on possibilities, your mind automatically begins identifying solutions, opportunities, and pathways to success. But how can you shift from scarcity to abundance? Begin by intentionally reframing negative thoughts. Instead of immediately thinking, "I can't afford this," ask yourself, "How can I afford this?" Replace "I'll never be successful like them" with "Their success proves it's possible, and I can achieve it too." These seemingly minor adjustments in your thinking accumulate powerfully over time, gradually transforming your entire perspective. Another powerful practice is gratitude. Regularly focusing on what you already have, acknowledging your existing strengths, successes, and resources, reinforces an abundance mindset. Gratitude shifts your attention away from what's lacking and directs it toward the countless opportunities already within your reach. Each moment spent appreciating your current circumstances actively strengthens your abundant perspective, attracting even more positive experiences into your life. Additionally, surround yourself intentionally with individuals who embody abundance. Engage regularly with content that inspires expansive thinking, promotes positive possibilities, and reinforces an optimistic outlook. Your environment significantly influences your mindset, making it essential to curate influences that uplift and reinforce your abundant beliefs. Ultimately, adopting an abundance mindset isn't simply optimistic thinking, it's a strategic advantage. It dramatically increases your likelihood of recognizing opportunities, overcoming obstacles, and achieving lasting success. The abundance mindset actively shapes your life, turning ordinary challenges into extraordinary growth opportunities. Remember, your mindset is never fixed or permanent. It's always within your power to shift from scarcity to abundance. When you make this shift, life transforms dramatically, revealing possibilities you never imagined. Choose abundance consciously and watch as your life steadily fills with success, fulfillment, and endless opportunity. Passion and purpose. Passion and purpose are two powerful forces that, when combined, fuel extraordinary success. Passion ignites the spark, infusing your actions with energy, enthusiasm, and excitement. It's the emotional force that propels you forward, motivating you to rise early, stay late, and pour your heart into your efforts. Purpose, however, acts as your guiding compass, providing clear direction and deeper meaning behind every action you take. Together, passion and purpose form an unstoppable combination, capable of overcoming even the greatest challenges. Imagine passion as fuel. It provides energy, momentum, and a sense of excitement, making your work feel meaningful and enjoyable. It's the feeling that makes hours pass like minutes, fueling you to tackle difficult tasks with enthusiasm rather than dread. Passion transforms mundane or challenging tasks into rewarding, engaging experiences, pushing you beyond comfort zones and inspiring relentless pursuit of excellence. Yet passion alone, without clear direction, can lead to frustration, burnout, or misguided efforts. Many passionate people work tirelessly, but never achieve meaningful success because their efforts lack focus, strategic clarity, or long-term vision. That's where purpose comes in. Purpose grounds your passion, directing your energy toward meaningful, impactful goals. It provides clarity, consistency, and sustainability, ensuring your efforts produce tangible, lasting results. Purpose is your why, the deeper reason behind your actions. It's about making a difference, creating impact, or fulfilling a meaningful vision beyond mere personal gain. With clear purpose, your actions become deeply meaningful, turning even mundane or challenging tasks into opportunities to contribute to something greater. Purpose ensures your passion remains sustainable, preventing burnout by constantly reminding you of the deeper significance of your work. When passion and purpose align, they create an unstoppable momentum. Rather than relying solely on motivation, which inevitably fluctuates, you're driven by deep conviction, clarity, and emotional investment in your goals. Even during challenging or discouraging moments, aligned passion and purpose keep you moving forward, focused on your ultimate objective. However, passion and purpose alone are still insufficient to guarantee lasting success. They must be combined with strategic, disciplined action and resilience. Too often, passionate individuals mistakenly assume enthusiasm alone is enough to achieve ambitious goals. Yet meaningful success always requires consistent execution, careful planning, strategic thinking, and relentless persistence through setbacks and obstacles. Think of some of the most successful individuals you admire. They're often deeply passionate about their work, energized by their purpose, yet they've also cultivated extraordinary discipline and resilience. Passion and purpose may inspire their initial vision, but strategic action, consistent execution, and persistent determination ultimately turn their dreams into reality. Consider inventors, entrepreneurs, or visionary leaders throughout history. Their passion often sparked groundbreaking ideas, while their purpose guided them through challenges, ensuring meaningful impact. However, their real success emerged from disciplined action, carefully executed strategies, and resilient responses to inevitable setbacks. Passion ignited their journeys, purpose clarified their direction, but resilience and disciplined execution brought their dreams to life. This powerful combination means success requires more than occasional bursts of enthusiasm. Instead, it demands daily intentional action toward your goals. Even when excitement wanes or motivation fades, it requires setting clear, measurable objectives, breaking ambitious goals into achievable milestones, and consistently pushing forward through setbacks and delays. Passion without disciplined execution remains only a dream. Purpose without strategic action remains simply an idea. True success emerges when you're willing to commit daily effort, consistently executing small actions, refining strategies, and learning from every challenge along the way. Your passion fuels your journey, your purpose keeps you on course, and your resilience ensures steady progress despite setbacks. So how can you practically align your passion and purpose? First, clarify precisely what energizes you deeply. Identify what excites you, inspires curiosity, and makes you feel truly alive. Next, determine your deeper purpose. Ask yourself, what impact do you want to make? What legacy do you wish to leave behind? Aligning these insights creates a powerful foundation for meaningful action. Next, establish clear, strategic goals tied directly to your purpose. Break large ambitions into manageable milestones. Cultivate disciplined routines and habits to ensure consistent progress, even when your initial excitement diminishes. Embrace setbacks as inevitable opportunities for growth, strengthening your resilience and refining your approach. Remember, true success is never a question of passion or purpose alone. It's about how effectively you combine passion's energy with purpose's direction, applying disciplined, resilient action to transform vision into reality. Align your passion with clear purpose. Take consistent, strategic action and remain resilient throughout every challenge. Success when approached this way isn't merely possible, it becomes inevitable. Taking massive action. In the end, your mindset, your plans, and your dreams mean little without action. Success isn't simply about thinking or strategizing. It's fundamentally about taking relentless, massive action. Without consistent execution, even the most inspiring vision remains nothing more than a distant dream, forever out of reach. Too many people delay action, waiting for perfect conditions or complete certainty before starting. They tell themselves they'll begin when they feel ready, when the timing feels right, or when every detail aligns perfectly. But here's the powerful truth. Perfect conditions rarely, if ever, arrive. Waiting for ideal circumstances inevitably leads to procrastination, hesitation, and ultimately stagnation. Dreams postponed become dreams forgotten. Successful individuals understand deeply that there's no such thing as the perfect moment. Instead, the perfect time is always now, right this instant. They know that waiting is costly, often leading to missed opportunities and regret. They accept uncertainty, choosing immediate action even when the outcome isn't entirely clear, because they recognize action itself creates clarity, momentum, and eventual success. Taking massive action doesn't mean reckless impulsivity. It means decisive, purposeful steps forward, consistently taken, even amidst doubt, discomfort, or uncertainty. It means embracing imperfection, acknowledging mistakes as valuable opportunities to learn and refine your approach. Action-oriented individuals know mistakes aren't setbacks. They're essential steps in the process toward meaningful success. What truly distinguishes achievers from dreamers is their willingness to act decisively. Dreamers remain stuck in perpetual planning, trapped in endless cycles of preparation, continually waiting for the perfect plan or ideal conditions. Achievers, on the other hand, recognize that action itself is the catalyst for progress. They don't wait, They start immediately, course-correcting along the way as necessary. Their mindset is simple yet powerful. Take action now, adjust later. Consider some of history's greatest successes. Inventors like Thomas Edison didn't wait until conditions were perfect before experimenting. Entrepreneurs like Henry Ford didn't delay launching businesses until every possible challenge had been anticipated and resolved. They acted decisively, experimented boldly, made mistakes, adapted quickly, and ultimately achieved extraordinary success. Not because they never failed, but precisely because they took consistent, massive action regardless of setbacks. The key principle here is consistency. Taking massive action doesn't mean occasional bursts of effort. Instead, it involves daily, intentional steps forward, steadily building momentum toward your goals. Small, consistent actions compound dramatically over time, leading inevitably to powerful results. Achieving ambitious dreams never occurs through single monumental efforts. It results from persistent, disciplined execution day after day. Consider climbing a mountain. You never reach the summit in one huge leap. Instead, you advance step by step, persistently moving forward despite obstacles, fatigue, or uncertainty. Every step you take brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Similarly, each action you take today, no matter how minor, moves you steadily toward your dreams. Taking massive action also creates momentum. Every successful step forward generates energy, motivation, and confidence for the next. Momentum makes future actions easier, steadily transforming daunting goals into achievable milestones. The more you act, the clearer your path becomes, revealing new opportunities, resources, and insights you could never have predicted from the sidelines. Ultimately, success isn't passively discovered, it's actively created. It belongs to those who refuse to wait idly by, hoping opportunities will find them. Instead, successful individuals seize opportunities through decisive action. They don't merely wish for a better future. They create it deliberately and relentlessly, step by determined step. So ask yourself today, what action can you take right now, no matter how small, to move closer to your goals? Don't wait for clarity, motivation, or perfect circumstances. Take action immediately. Your dreams depend entirely on your willingness to act. Start now, continue consistently, and watch as your bold, relentless action steadily transforms dreams into reality.